Rainbow Health to see how LGBTQ persons are faring during this phase of COVID-19. And of course, our Pink Power panel is back to weigh in on their opinions about LGBTQs and food, fashion, and fun. And then WOW treats us to an assortment of cherry blossom, sushi, and kale dresses. This you've got to see or eat. Either way, a head-spinning, mouth-watering, heart-expanding special edition of LGBT, Healthcare, and Me. But first, LGBTQ health-related headlines begin right now. First, a pink twirl around the nation. Rapper Lil Nas X and his hit single about gay sex was nominated Tuesday for 3 Grammy Awards. This is the first nomination celebrating such a gay narrative, possibly propelling the artist and their music to the highest achievement in the music business. The song, Montero, or Call Me By Your Name, is nominated for Song of the Year, Record of the Year, and Best Music Video. The award show will be hosted in Los Angeles on January 31st. President Biden issued a statement recognizing the Transgender Day of Remembrance, noting this year at least 46 transgender individuals in this country and hundreds more around the world were killed in horrifying acts of violence. Each of these lives was precious. Each of them deserved freedom and justice and joy. The president asked for special focus on Black and brown transgender women and girls who face brutal violence and discrimination and harassment. North Carolina Lieutenant Governor Mark Robinson recently preached a sermon that assaulted the LGBTQ+ community in comments shown on his church's live streaming video on YouTube. The Charlotte Observer says the lieutenant governor questioned the purpose of being gay. He said that heterosexual couples are superior to gay couples, and he didn't want to explain 2 men kissing on television to his grandchildren. The Republican lieutenant governor next compared being gay to what the cows leave behind, and then said gays are like maggots and flies, who he said all serve a purpose in God's creation, asking what purpose does homosexuality serve? What does it make? What does it create? It creates nothing, said the lieutenant governor. Next, a pink twirl around the world. The Advocate reports the Russian parliament is now considering legislation that would restrict films and TV shows with same-sex love scenes. Now, this Russian legislation, you'd have to have special access to watch same-sex love scenes or porn. Russia Today reported a Russian public opinion poll concluded 80% of respondents said same-sex relations should not be depicted, even in films and TV programs restricted to adult viewers, and 57% said scenes of sexual deviance should be banned. According to The Advocate, another Russian official recently prepared a catalog to flag topics such as radical feminism, child-free lifestyles, and promotion of homosexuality and bestiality. And finally, a pink twirl in our own backyard. As Minnesota and LGBTQs from around the world pause to give thanks during this holiday season, new Minnesota COVID-19 cases are giving state health officials more than pause as we forge into this next phase of COVID-19. Yeah, the hustle and the bustle of the holidays is bringing an unwanted gift. More than 11,000 new cases of COVID-19. These numbers are considered to surpass the high-risk category with 74 new COVID-19 cases per 100,000 residents versus the high-risk threshold, which kicks in at just 10 new cases per 100,000. Again, Minnesota is at 74. When Minnesota is affected, as we said before, LGBTQ persons are impacted, and that's why we dropped in recently to Rainbow Health, formerly Just Us Health, and before that, the Minnesota AIDS Project, we wanted to let LGBTQ persons know another place in which to seek different types of assistance and support. So right now, Rainbow Health, in their own words. Talk to us right now really about COVID and what it's been like for Rainbow Health during COVID to serve the people that come and interface with the organization.
Yeah, so with our the Minnesota Department of Health started the Community Coordinator Initiative about a year ago, and Rainbow Health is the only organization that's really focused on the LGBTQ plus community and those living with HIV.
Has the emergency assistance request increased during COVID? If so, how?
Yeah, so the Minnesota Department of Health has really, we've kind of been working with them on the Rent Help Minnesota. We have been getting a lot of requests for people who might be struggling with rent or housing, like utilities, electricity, who might be behind on those bills. So I would say that there has been an increase.
You work at Rainbow Health every day, but not everybody knows about Rainbow Health or has been to Rainbow Health. What would you want people to know about Rainbow Health that they might not know today?
Yeah, so we have so many different services. We're really advocates and really support the LGBTQ plus community, and for those living with HIV. Part of Rainbow Health is the Minnesota AIDS line, which is a great resource for folks who are living with HIV, and as well as having counseling and therapy. It's an excellent resource for the community.
The FDA and the CDC have given the thumbs up regarding booster shots for all adults. So far, Minnesota has administered almost 1 million booster doses. Now, if you or a loved one needs an initial series of COVID-19 shots or a booster shot, visit the website listed below. Minnesota ranks 6th nationally in ages 5 to 11 vaccinations and 2nd nationally in booster doses administered. Parents can learn more about COVID-19 vaccines for children and teens and find out where to get their children vaccinated at minnesota.gov/vaxforkids. Minnesota also ranks 2nd nationally in the percent of fully vaccinated people with booster doses. This episode, our Power Panel, provides insight and analysis on 3 things many of us may be good at, others of us may simply just enjoy: fashion, food, and fun. Do we LGBTQs have mad skills and talents in fashion, food, and fun, or is this just a trope that needs to disappear and be done? Why are LGBTQs so good at fashion, food, and fun? We want you to tell the audience. We're going to play the game Truth or Trope, and then tell us why you think it's a truth or the trope that LGBTQ people are indeed so good at fashion, food, and fun. Who wants to take a stab at it first?
Well, I just want to tell you, because we got it, baby. That's why, because we got it.
Tell us more. How do we got it? How do we have it?
I mean, when it comes to fashion, check. When it comes to food, check. When it comes to the lifestyle, check, check, check.
And I think with masculine and feminine culture, hetero culture, you are confined to thinking in a box. And so with the LGBTQ plus community, we get to bend the rules a little bit. We don't have to be confined to what the dominant culture sees as normal. And so I think, now this isn't for everybody, because you're going to meet some LGBTQ folks that do not have it, you know? So, but what I think it does is I think that it amplifies whatever creativity or talent that the person has under the LGBTQ umbrella. And it gives them freedom to bend the rules a little bit to what society thinks. And so we think in color, we think in texture, and it shows in the way that we dress and the way that we decorate. Because, you know, we got them decorations on lock too. Yeah. I'm going to put this with that, and I'm going to rock it, and I'm going to do it with confidence, because your opinion is of the common culture, and I don't have to follow those rules.
Wow. All right. The king and queen of sound bites just went, and I'm not going to say which one is which, but absolutely beautiful. And let's have the prince and princess bring us home with that first question, not saying which is which, in terms of why are LGBTQs so good at fashion, food, and fun? Truth or trope?
Well, I want to say it is truth that we are good at it. It's not trope, because I believe that from what I've seen, a lot of these celebrities and stars and famous Beyoncés and Rihannas would not have the choreography, nor the style, nor the hair, nor the makeup to do any of the things that they're doing without a lot of these people in the background, especially the ball community. A lot of people in the ballroom scene has helped with Beyonce just for choreography and things like that. So it's one of my good friends, Andre Mirzahi. He's doing a film right now, and he's talking about that. He was in the movie Honey with Jessica Alba, and it's funny, you know, when you think about it. You know, it's like, well, why are these people so in this space? But if you look at different artists, there's straight artists that have really great art, but there's way more of ours that have great art. And so for me, that's just, I don't know. It's like I feel sometimes like it's a different type of vision we have, you know, and how we look at things and how we see it, how this could look better versus how it looks, you know. I don't know. I mean, I think that's why a lot of us become stylists or people for like dressing Beyonce and things like that. We see things that other people don't see, and we look for things that other people don't see. Like the artist Aaliyah, she could she's so like I think we think like that in a way of like as futurist. We look at what's the future thing, not what's now, what's next. You get what I'm saying? And so that's what I see within us, that other people just lean to what they know and they're comfortable with that. But we're looking at what's next. So I say truth.
I think that you just provided language to something that all of us have known, but haven't been able to put voice to. And so you just did that brilliantly. So thank you so much. Unbelievable answer. Thank you. How about you, Joe?
Well, I'm going to go with truth. I do believe that we bend the rules and that we don't follow the cultural norms, and that makes us unique, that makes us fun, and that makes us outgoing. A lot of us don't really care what people think about us, so we live in our truth, and that comes out the way we dress, that comes out the way we cook, that comes out the way we present small things like food, how we present ourselves, how we decorate, how we choose to show the world who we are. And I think that as an LGBT community, we are unique like that.
Do LGBTQs just really know how to dish it up when it comes to food?
I can't commit a full 100% on that answer to the LGBT community. I think on the fashion, we definitely got that on lock. when it comes to the food, I don't know. I have to taste some of the panels cooking. So, Wild, what you cooking on Thursday? Trishawn, what you cooking on Friday?
I will cook you some cube steak, and you and Joe will be like, he got to move in. He gonna be living in that room because it's one of our things too, but not everybody. You're right.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm not that much of a cook. I'm just now learning. But I'm getting better at it. So, but on that fashion tip, you know, ain't messing with us on the fashion tip. But the cooking, but when I do cook, I get down. Let me just put it that way. I gets down off of a recipe.
I cook in the spirit. I don't cook by the recipe. I cook by the shake. Like that little seasoning, I gotta, it gotta be the right amount. I don't do teaspoons, tablespoons, cups, quarter cups. I don't do any of that.
Look at Josie laughing.
Yeah. So, and here's one thing. I always tell somebody, everything I cook is always its own version every time. It's never the same thing twice. And I always lead with this. This is an old family recipe because that lets people's guard down and they're ready to taste the food. So you gotta.
All right, we know. Go ahead.
You gotta have a little flavor in the way you talk yourself up about the food too. It's not just about the taste of the food. So
do LGBTQIAs then get to add another initial to our acronym, like F for fashion, or do we keep that one off our acronym? Mixed reviews on food. What do we say about fashion and LGBTQ people? Truth or trope that we're good?
I don't think that we should to trope it. I'll say that. What you think, Moses?
I think we got to leave that F off of there because that comes with too many negative connotations. And so we are fine with the letters that we're stacked at now. We're already known as the alphabet people. We got to leave the straight. We got to leave the straight people some of them letters. Otherwise, they're going to start a riot.
Yep, I agree.
Okay.
And now to help us finally answer the question, why are LGBTQs so good at fashion, food, and fun? Truth or trope? It's our own Wendell Ward, otherwise known as Wow. We recently caught up with Wow and his sewing machine as he was getting ready for a food-themed fashion show. And so we asked him to give us the dish on the dresses he was making and some holiday season cuisine ideas to boot.
This fashion show is about the art of food. So with it being about the art of food, it has to look and resemble something like food. That's the reason why, like, the sushi dress is black. And at the bottom, I have this sheer, I don't know if you can see it, but it has leaves in it. The leaves in there is to represent the white rice and the greens that would be inside of the sushi. So this one is a leafy type green dress. It's like greens. So it has like little leaves at the bottom and stuff like that. Basically made to be look like a leafy green, like for kale, turnips, collards, weed, oregano. It's all greens. Anything that you would use for that would be in something like a greens dish. When you see the jewelry on this dress, that right here, you see this here. That is going on that, and then the part that goes on it, you know, as designers, you got to be creative sometimes, and you don't want to have to put everything into one dress to try to make a strap. So I made the strap where it has the claps. So basically, if you remember, Diana Ross used to have that big goofy shoulder thing sometimes on some of her dresses. One shoulder be naked, and the other one we have this big goofy thing, or Solange will have that big goofy thing there. This would be that on that dress. So it'll basically hang, you know, like from the side. This is the piece that will be hanging on that dress. And it's clipped on from straps. So you can wear it with the dress or without the dress. So this dress right here if you can see the leather in that dress. And so that's that dress. And it has jewelry that's going to be the fastening for the back of that. Then the other is a papaya dress. This dress is papaya. It's going to have some more work done to this one. It's basically because there's going to be a belt added because I wanted to have like a Greek goddess type effect. And that's that. This one is cherry blossom. And so the cherry blossom is just basically, you know how the cherry blossom trees that we get during the summer, like after whatever happens. I had to put this together and that, and then I've been working on it for the last 6 months. You know, buying the fabric, cutting the patterns, putting this stuff together, and now these together, it's now trying to get it into that haute couture campy feel of what the fashion show is supposed to be about. So, yeah, it's been a process. But I'm an artist, so I love doing art, and it definitely gets my mind to have that escape. And that's one thing about, I think, about in the LGBT community, the ones that have accept being artists, we find different ways to channel that energy out, the creative energy out.
Thank you to Rainbow Health, to Wendell Ward, and our Pink Power panel. Remember, if you or a loved one still needs to get the COVID-19 vaccine or the booster shot, visit the Vaccine Connector at the website listed below. Today we asked, why are LGBTQs so good at fashion, food, and fun? Truth or trope? But what we really talked about, just the same as every episode, what we really discussed were the issues of respect and unconditional love. Well, that concludes this episode of LGBT Healthcare and Me. Thank you to the Minnesota Department of Health. Remember, LGBTQIA persons and our allies, you are not alone. You can find us 24/7 at our brand newly designed website, www.equitynewsnetwork.com. In St. Paul, you can find us on Comcast channels 14, 15, 16, and 19. Find us on our YouTube channel, Todd Barnes Reporting. And don't forget to smash that like button. And remember to hit subscribe. And leave us a comment or a message on YouTube. And until our next episode, and until we meet again, it's my hope we dish up some respect and lean in toward love. For all of us at ENN, Todd Barnes, reporting. Not prioritized enough to decrease the stigma around the HIV epidemic. Fox News reports an Illinois mother says a Cook County judge stripped her parental rights over her refusal to get the COVID-19 vaccine. Rebecca Fearlet told Fox 32 Chicago that Cook County Judge James Shapiro revoked all of her parenting time with her son until she gets vaccinated. Fearlet said, "I miss my son more than anything. It's been very difficult. I haven't seen him since August 10th. The Associated Press is reporting school board members from across the country are stepping down and resigning from school boards due to hostile school board meetings about mask wearing. A Nevada school board member said she had thoughts of suicide